Hello everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel. Now on this channel we review real-world use cases of digital currencies. Now Cosmos just released version 1 of their Cosmos 2.0 roadmap, or their white paper. I spent quite a bit of time reviewing this white paper. So guys, let's take a look at what's in this white paper to try and break down some of these things. If you're into this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe because it does a lot towards the support of this channel and the content that I bring to you. So let's get started. So guys, straight off the gate, if you're kind of confused about what I'm talking about, in the digital currency space, there are these things called cryptocurrencies. There's also other infrastructure called NFTs and other technologies that are developing. So things like smart contracts that are developing within different blockchains. Now, when you look at sites like CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, these cryptocurrencies are listed in terms of in a hierarchy of their liquidity. So you multiply the supply of the token times the price of the token, then you get a market capitalization, and with that they determine the number one cryptocurrency in that criteria. So Bitcoin takes the list. We are the first, Ethereum, Tether, and so on. And you find Cosmos, which I want to talk about, which is at number 22 here. So the Cosmos Hub, which is the Cosmos Atom token, which is leveraging some of these technologies built on these technologies like Tendermint, the inter-blockchain communication protocol, all this stuff, and the Cosmos Cosmoism, which helps you to develop smart contracts on the Cosmos blockchain. Now, in this ecosystem, there is competition because you can leverage these open technologies to create a technology that can leverage some of these technologies that are being built. For example, different blockchains being able to talk to each other. So this Cosmos token right here is not like Ethereum, which is a linear structure where you have to build infrastructure and pay fees in Ethereum or leverage you're forced to sort of leverage what they're building. In the Cosmos ecosystem, the way it's built, it's actually a competitive infrastructure. It's a competitive ecosystem where you have to compete based on the technology or the layer zero technology that is existing. So the Cosmos Hub token is one of the tokens that actually led some of the showcasing the use cases of these various technologies, and they just had a Cosmoverse 2022 concert or event that just happened in the past 1 week, where they showcased different technologies that are leveraging these infrastructures like Tendermint, IBC, inter-blockchain communication protocol, and Cosmoism to design smart contracts. They showcased some of these teams were able to talk about these technologies that they're building, but Cosmos Hub, which is one of the leading ones, was actually able to release a white paper, a rather sophisticated white paper that is based around some interesting concepts that have been introduced to us. Now, I tweeted out a various number of tweets sort of trying to explain some of these things, and it was rather mind-racking. So through this short video, we want to review some of the things so that you don't have to go through this white paper. I advise you to read it because you'll have a better understanding of where the cryptocurrency space is going. But let's just review some of these tweets that I put out there to see what was done. So as I was watching the videos, the conference, and also reading the white paper, I'll give you some of the breakdowns. I'll give you a simple two-threader of what the Cosmos allocator is. So I want you to get used to some of these terminologies. An allocator is pretty much a primitive. So here I give you the definition of what a primitive is. A primitive relating to, denoting, or preserving the character of an early stage in the evolutionary or historical development of something. So you can see this infrastructure that they're building gives you the opportunity to develop your own technology based on this zero or this foundational layer. So two main aspects of it that you have to note. There is something called a covenant. So it's like a system for establishing multilateral agreements within designated chains and the inter-blockchain communication protocol enabled entities. Then we have something called the rebalancer functionality, or a system of automatically managing assets portfolios with public liquidity and voting. So guys, instead of trying to focus and explain this, we're going to continue reviewing these tweets, and hopefully these things will kind of make sense because they're developing an economy that's supposed to create a way of funding different technologies and pushing forward the Cosmos ecosystem without actually with the major aim of eliminating third parties. So creating a self-funding ecosystem, which is quite ingenious. So some of the other tweets that I found, the IBC is expanding to the enterprise space. One of the largest banks in Japan decided to use the Cosmos IBC for cross-chain payments between Quorum supported by data chain. Guys, before I analyze this, we know Circle, which is USDC, they're actually bringing their USDC token, not just through some of the advanced technologies that we've seen like the Axila network, but they're actually going to leverage some of these things like the interchain security protocol within the Cosmos ecosystem to bring real stablecoin infrastructure that's decentralized to the Cosmos ecosystem. So some of these tweets out here, you can see that the Cosmoverse, I hope I'm not missaying that, the event that helped these different companies showcase some of the technologies they're working on grabbed rather some serious attention from some big players upon realizing that the Cosmos ecosystem is rather quite serious, especially seeing that decentralized networks like DYDX, or rather these DeFi-focused lending and borrowing automated market maker infrastructure. Actually, DYDX uses order books, so you still have to. There's a buyer, there's a seller, and you can see how the markets move. But that's not the whole point of the video. So some of those infrastructures that have the most liquidity, the earliest builders on the Ethereum network being seen moving over to the Cosmos ecosystem was the first sort of sign to show how robust the system is, and also bringing on things like Binance that have already leveraged the technology like Tendermint, then Crypto.com, and then Fetch.ai, some of the tokens that I talk about here because they're focusing on AI and machine learning, some pretty advanced stuff. And now you can see some really serious clout is developing around this infrastructure. Now, this is another tweet I tweeted out. Yes, Ethereum can smart contract, but have you heard of the Trilogy, the Cosmos Software Development Kit, which helps you develop smart contracts on the Cosmos Layer 0 infrastructure? The IBC, the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol that allows different ecosystems to talk to each other, and we can see how we're going to see how value is being brought to this, and then the Tendermint consensus algorithm that enables consensus. That allows fast finality and things like that. So the core thesis of the Cosmos 2 white paper is essentially to unite these three synergetic technologies into something one might refer to as meta-political. Now, I got this word meta-political from their white paper, but I felt like this is some sort of synergetic consensus that they're undergoing. So I tweeted out this core Cosmos Hub core functionality. You have to remember the Cosmos Hub is a token or infrastructure competing just like any others that might that might leverage these three core technologies that we've just talked about in the Cosmos ecosystem. So these guys are competing. They know if you're using the Cosmos ecosystem, you don't have to pay your fees in the Cosmos token. These guys have to compete to show the use cases of these different technologies. So the core that you have to take out, one, the hub's interchain security. So if you're going to develop a way for different blockchains to talk to each other, and there are things that, for example, you see number 2, liquid staking functionality, which means you can take out the Cosmos ecosystem uses a proof of stake algorithm, so which means your tokens are locked up they have a 21-day lockup. So liquid staking is a way to actually leverage those locked up tokens while also securing the network. So you're receiving a reward for securing the network, your tokens are locked up, but you can actually use that liquidity for DeFi, lending, and things like that. Then the interchain security or the hub security is, well, we have this hub which is secured by the Atom token because it has the most robust validators, it has the most tokens staked, and it has the most distribution of these decentralized networks, so it's decentralized. So other ecosystems, if you're building an application, that's where we see upchain. So you're building an application maybe that monitors people in a hospital, you don't want to focus on security. You can easily be attacked with a denial of service attack. So the point of the Cosmos Hub is to extend that security throughout and also show how value can also be captured by extending this interchain security. Then also liquid staking, the value is there. So I made a simple breakdown of here. There's an interchain scheduler and an interchain allocator. We'll see some of those things as in the white paper. Then social coordination technology, that goes back to that loop that helps to fund projects that are interested in the hub or bringing some sort of use case to the hub, while also pushing out that use case to others, the other new ones that might be onboarded onto that, and creating this sort of treasury that captures that value, and creating these multiple liquidity pools that are captured from different collateral of different ecosystems and different tokens within this ecosystem. So we have something like the interchain security, which we've already talked about, liquid staking, which I've already explained, the interchain scheduler, and the interchain allocator. I repeated some of these things specifically because wrapping your head around them can rather be. Now, this is what you have to note. The Tendermint consensus algorithm, the IBC relayers that allow that transfer this information, and the Cosmos software development kit. All these act as the foundational layer or layer 0 of this infrastructure. So on top of that, they have a secure economic scaling, which brings in the interchain security, liquid staking, and interchain security and liquid staking, and how you bring value on those things, guys. So the hub specific functionality. So here comes in the competitive nature of the Cosmos Hub and what it's bringing, which is the interchain scheduler and the interchain allocator. We're going to see that basically this created a loop of extending value towards new projects and already existing projects. So guys, after like a couple of hours, maybe 20 hours, I went to bed and this is it. I just feel like my brain was completely buggered. And the next morning we continued to review the white paper. This was like, guys, join me in this meditative journey. So the value of the Cosmos Atom, which is the token underlying the Cosmos Hub, which is basically the value transfer, the thing that holds the value or talks to the value in the Cosmos Hub. Just like in Bitcoin, you have the Bitcoin tokens or whatever those things are that represent that value within the blockchain, within the Bitcoin blockchain. So the value in Cosmos Atom, which is the token, the interchain scheduler and the allocator drive growth to the Cosmos network. So we have revenue collection from block space market, and interchain scheduler, guys, I want to explain that, and charging a matching fee. So when you look at the block space market, there's something called MEV, which is, I think, maximum extraction value. So when you look at blocks being transferred between different blockchains, validators or people running these machines that are securing the network can front run transactions in order to capture as much value for themselves as possible, and not just value from the transaction fees, but also all kinds of value that comes in there. So these guys want to create a marketplace that actually allows people to dish out these different block spaces in these blockchains so that you can actually monetize them in a transparent way. So we have also revenue used to onboard projects to the Cosmos Hub via the interchain allocator. And we have a nice little diagram here, because I say the diagrams here speak 1,000 words. You can get a lot of information from a single picture. So we have the scheduler here, which is monetize the inter-blockchain communication, which is a success. The one to actually do this is pretty much the roadmap. Then the Atom is the settlement asset for this loop. So you have the scheduler that looks out for these different infrastructures. But of course, we're going to review this more as we go on into this video. So you grow the market for the Cosmos chains by bringing different collateral from different assets, as we've seen. Then you allocate these different this different value to these different infrastructures. So you monetize the Cosmos chain, and the Atom is the reserve asset, and then you have also treasuries and things like that. Then you grow the IBC economy so that you further increase this. And we're going to see that they see it as a port city. So you have the Cosmos Hub as a port city, and then you have other entrepreneurs, other cities that are basically tapping into the value of this hub city, because it contains all the different wheels and gears that help the ecosystem move. Maybe if you look at it as a hub city, you have the shops, you have the traders, you have all the goods in there, you have the money changers, you have the forex bureau. So all this is happening within the hub, and then this value is reflected back from wherever it's coming from, which in turn creates more value here because of the interest that it generates. So that is the feedback loop that we're looking at, which is the scheduler, which is right over here, monetizes the IBC Cosmos economic activity with revenue going to the allocator. So that revenue goes to the allocator. Revenue going to allocator, which in turn supports new Cosmos chains, hence expanding the addressable market of the scheduler. Now, I extracted this straight away from the white paper because some of these things were really well explained within the white paper, so you can check that out. You can see this nature of building this value or value accrual, which will ultimately be reflected back. And actually somewhere Zaki Mania, one of the founders of the Cosmos white paper and all that, tweeted out saying, oh, we're going to bring Circle is going to bring their USD coin on top of the Cosmos chain. Then someone tweeted out, are we going to capture transactional fees from that? And Zaki said yes. So which means as these stablecoins are being traded, people that are staking Atom will also capture some of those transactional fees. Now expand that on a global scale and tell me the value of Atom. Alright guys, so Atom's massive collateral system, like a port city, like what we talked about, at the center of a vast ocean trade network, the Cosmos Hub will grow to offer increasingly favorable conditions for live trade and trade within the Cosmos network and the interchain at large. And you can actually extract this from page 5 of the version 1 of their white paper. Now, let's go into securely scaling the Cosmos ecosystem, because if you want to create a port city that's secure, in real life there has to be a robust army that's going to protect people, a police system, laws that work, little tiny institutions in there that support that value chain transfer within that ecosystem. So securely scaling Cosmos, the Cosmos Hub as the most secure pillar of the interchain together with liquid staking. So you can see they're looking at the fact of how liquid staking is very, very valuable. And here they're talking about some of the companies that are actually building, like Lido Finance, which holds, I think, if this is the actual Lido, these are the guys that hold most of the Ethereum when you look at Ethereum proof of stake, because Ethereum just transitioned to proof of stake. And these guys also, they're deep into building liquid staking solutions in the Cosmos ecosystem. So if you look at Cosmos Hub as the center, whatever hub in here, the most secure token, it can extend the interchain security to these ecosystems like Lido Finance, Quicksilver, that are building these solutions, and then these synthetic atoms, or the liquid atoms. That's why you're seeing the ST atom. I don't know what the ST stands for, but it can also stand for synthetic. So to mean that the actual atom is locked in here, but this is a liquid staked atom. So they're calling it ST-ETH when it comes to Lido Finance. This can go out into Celestia. I imagine Celestia is basically a DeFi platform where you can do lending and borrowing. So Quicksilver, their liquid staked atom would be Q atom, which can be taken out into platforms like Agoric. Agoric is this platform that's trying to basically extend JavaScript smart contract production, because a lot of developers use JavaScript. So they're saying, hey, you don't have to learn all these other new softwares. You can just use JavaScript to build useful technologies. So you can actually use a liquid staked atom into Agoric. So we're seeing secure networks extending out, capturing this interchain security, securing these networks, and also this liquid staking atom going out to actually trusted DeFi ecosystem. So guys, this is extremely bullish, and this is another tweet that I tweeted out from the paper. Atom as the premier interchain reserve asset, while interchain security empowers independent projects to build on the Cosmos Hub. So Atom, which is the Cosmos Atom, which is the fundamental asset or cryptocurrencies of the Cosmos Hub, the cryptocurrency of the Cosmos Hub is basically the most secure, because the most secure validators it's the most distributed, as we talked about in the beginning. It becomes the premier interchain reserve asset as all these things are going on, like extending interchain security and that loop that we saw earlier. So I found a typo here in the paper. So the user experience and capital efficiency, but I want you to focus on the paragraph here. The user experience, because this was extremely bullish actually. The user experience and capital efficiency improvement offered by the liquid staking, by liquid staking, not stalking, right guys? So the user experience and capital efficiency improvement offered by liquid staking is so substantial that liquid staked assets are expected to become the dominant transactional medium, particularly for use cases exogenous to the originating chain. So guys, you can see all that value that we've been talking about. That is the whole essence of why they're extremely excited about leveraging the value that can be captured by not only the interchain security, but as a result, liquid staking can be secure, which means someone staking 1,000 atom, 10,000 atom can safely say, hey, I can change my atom to a liquid synthetic atom and then dish it out, while sure that the security is going to be there. If I want to convert them back to atom, I'm going to get a 1-to-1, and some actually incentivizing more, but hey, let's just stick to the facts, a 1-to-1, and I'm sure that I'll get back those tokens indeed. Now, what's interesting, they went into the issuance model, because many people have been complaining about the fact that the Atom token is actually very inflationary. So what these guys did, they actually made it a little bit more inflationary, but with a logarithmic curve. In the white paper, they divide it as a exponential curve, but guys, you can correct me in the comment section, and here I try to correct it. I think it's a logarithmic curve, but which indeed explains what they're trying to do. So here's a curve showing the issuance of the Atom tokens, because if this was exponential, you start off with a small issuance and it accelerates. But here it starts off with a high issuance of 100 million Atom. Then after 36 months, it's going to go flatten out and become linear to start issuing out a smaller chunk of the Atom tokens. Can't pull that off my head right now. So this is a curve showing the new Atom issuance. It will start at actually 10 million, not 100 million. 10 million atoms a month. then do a logarithmic curve type into the 36-month time frame. So we're going to see atoms issued out at a high rate of 10 million, but then there's a formula within the white paper that actually shows this graph extending towards this, and hence that's why you see this curve accelerating but decelerating really fast as it goes on. So after 36 months, you're going to see the issuance of the atom token, which means the inflation of the atom token reducing. And if you couple that into all the value accrual that has been happening as the issuance goes down, then you can explain to me the value of the atom token, guys. That's up to you to speculate. So I think Cosmos Hub meant to say logarithmic here and not exponential, because if you open this graph, they were like figure 5, cumulative issuance from time to time of activation. The proposed new issuance model will substantially reduce the growth of total atom supply over time by shifting from exponential to linear growth. But what I'm seeing here, we have this, which I think is a logarithmic curve, but that doesn't matter, guys. So there's going to be a lot of atom issued, but as time goes on, it's going to become a linear graph, which of course, we know the repercussions of inflation. So having something like this, an issuance model that goes down, secures a lot, or brings back a lot of confidence in terms of the value of your tokens. They're not going to be continuously washed out. So guys, we just have a few more tweets here and then we're done with this. So the Cosmos Hub, the Cosmos Hub economic engines was another section within the paper. Atom. So the interchain scheduler that we talked about, a secure cross-chain block space marketplace, and MEV solution. So we're talking about the maximum extracted value within block space. This is going to be monetized, and we're going to look at some of the diagrams explaining this. So the interchain allocator, a venue for economic coordination and interchain project alignment. Now, if that's confusing, remember the port city. Everything happens in the port city. Different people from different companies, all really aligning with the common goal of maximizing value, but leveraging the security and the infrastructure that has been set up by that particular popular port city. So here I had a question. I was wondering about which Oracle solutions, because guys, as this goes on, you need to have pinpoint information. Your information needs to be accurate. So I posed the question here as I was reading the white paper. I was wondering about which Oracle solutions Cosmos Hub will be looking at to properly execute this beautiful diagram of the scheduler system process. And later I'll see, I got some other answers from the white paper as well. So for example, you have a blockchain. Block 0, block 1, it's ticking. That's how blockchains transfer information, and this information is locked into those blocks. Then chain B, block 0, block 1. So you see the scheduled interchain sequence and so on, and the packets, because these are modular ecosystems. So this essentially just talks about this information being moved around and how it can be monetized. So description of a scheduled sequence of transactions occurring over multiple chains in successive blocks. The scheduler leverages the ABCI, which is another technology stack on top of that allows consensus and all that. I think it's application blockchain something interface to enable partner chains to tokenize reservations for future block space. So capturing that MEV value, this is what they're trying to explain here. So those reservations are auctioned in a common MEV marketplace, guys. This is something extremely new, enabling stronger atomicity and settlement guarantees than off-chain counterparts. So now what's interesting here is that because validators normally, or people running proof of work infrastructure, they normally are the ones that capture this MEV value. They want to create this on-chain so that even someone delegating, basically if it's on-chain, you have more control over it. But if it's off-chain, it's the people with the infrastructure that have the most control of front-running transactions and all this. But if it's on-chain, you can view this and you can actually create a marketplace. Then I was like, okay, I seem to have my question partially answered. A common market for multi-cross-chain block space. The interchain scheduler block space, or the MEV marketplace. So I guess demand and supply will play a huge role. So that was my opinion. So, and that's what I really like. There will be demand and supply for this infrastructure for the maximum extractable value of the MEV between these block spaces, guys. So this speaks to collateral brought by different chains. And actually, when you expand this diagram, you can see chain A brings its block space. And then you can see a revenue share is taken back to chain A because it's extending its block space to the interchain scheduler. Then you have chain B also extending its block space and gets back a share of the revenue. And the interchain block space keeps growing, which speaks to, I guess, things like scalability. So guys, 2 more tweets and we're actually done with this rather complex white paper. So the Cosmos Hub allocator provides 2 basic tools, guys. The covenant, which we looked at before. So I made it intentionally to repeat this terminology. A system of establishing multilateral agreements with these designated chains and inter-blockchain communication protocol enabled entities. So they can do all these multiple communications with different blockchains with their own different, security infrastructures and so on and so forth. But if they're tapping into the interchain security, then it makes it easier to leverage this ideology of a port city. Then the rebalancer, a system for automatically managing asset portfolios with public liquidity that goes into, the ease of managing all this stuff that's being created. Now, guys, lastly, as a conclusion of this white paper, I was done with the Cosmos Hub 2 white paper version 1. With the introduction of the scheduler and allocator system, Cosmos Hub will become the leading platform for scaling IBC-enabled secure and foundational infrastructure for the interchain for the economic growth of this ecosystem. And in here, you can see this Venn diagram that shows the Cosmos Hub, which extends to those liquid stakers that we talked about, like Quicksilver. We have other economies within, I should call them economies. So you can see the interchain allocator right over here, the liquid staking right over here, and the interchain security. And you can see the Cosmos Hub really captures the interchain security within the Venn diagram. It captures the interchain security within this Venn diagram, and it also captures the liquid staking within this. And you can extend this all onto these other networks like the YDX that we talked about, Region Network, Agoric, Celestia, Osmosis, which is essentially the biggest DEX or the most innovative decentralized exchange on the Cosmos ecosystem. We have also the interchain scheduler. So all these 1, 2, 3, 4, all these technologies are captured within here, and also all this encompasses what we call the Cosmos network. And all of this is the Cosmos interchain, the sort of this communication standard within these different blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem. This is how this process is going to be simplified so that this maximum value can be extracted within this ecosystem. So guys, I hope you understood something within this video. I hope it enlightened your mind a little bit. We are talking about value accrual of some of these atoms of some of these tokens, like the Atom token. It's competitive. It's competing. It's a cutthroat competition, and they've pushed out this white paper to make their case to say, hey, we are going to extract this value, and we're going to make this token very valuable so that it can even build more value, can extend more value towards people that want to build in this ecosystem and towards people that are interested in the overall Cosmos ecosystem. All right, guys, while not forgetting to bring everyone along with them. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed something. Go out there, go read the white paper, do more research of your own, and understand where this digital space is going. All right, guys, see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.